It feels really good to be in the room together. It is a little chilly and sometimes the in practice gets us feeling a little cooler. So if you need a blanket at any point and you're in the room, just let me know. It really does feel like fall now. That crispness. Last night, my friend and I went out to the dark park to try to look for the aurora, which it didn't, I don't think it happened actually. I'm pretty sure it wasn't visible from here, but we ended up seeing like the whole Milky Way. A couple of shooting stars. It's if you go down Mayfield forever and then take a left on Clay Road, maybe like in something. Mont Hill. Yeah. Anywho, it's a dark place. It's like you feel like you're in a planetarium. Yeah. But I'm walking around there, we're walking around there, and then we realize that my fingers are cold. My nose is cold. I had sandals on, my toes were cold. And then we passed somebody with a telescope and she was wearing like a full-on puffy coat and gloves and like a hat. So just turning the corner, like I feel like it has officially been turned away from all of the warmth and towards more of the darkness, which can feel weird. Maybe you love it. Maybe it's a little sad or anxiety inducing for you. You might just take a moment to notice how you feel this morning. Right, and with that information that you gathered about how you feel, let's just spend a moment making any physical adjustments to the body so we can be really good and comfortable for a little bit of meditation. Right, make sure your head feels relaxed, your face feels relaxed. Your shoulders are heavy. And then see if you can notice all the natural curves of your spine. Right, your body at rest. Right, and then let's bring some attention down to the low belly. And maybe you have your hands also kind of sitting in that area, or you might just bring your mind there. And at first, we'll just feel sensation, movement of breath. And then we'll feel the right hip socket and the left hip socket. And feel your glutes, let them be nice and soft here. The bottom of your pelvis, notice if it's feeling a little clenched, if it's feeling soft. Right. And then from here, let's bring the soles of the feet together and really drop the knees out wide. And if the hips are feeling a little uncomfortable, if this amount of curve in the low back is not quite for you, you can always slide a bolster underneath your feet to kind of lift your lower body up. Take some of that pressure off. And then once you've arranged your legs like that, let's take the arms out past the head. We're going to make this almost like figure eight with the whole body. Yeah, take a moment to notice your shoulders. Notice your whole face. Oh, you might stick out your tongue, you might blubber your lips, you might like wiggle the jaw side to side. Good. Right, and then we are actually gonna make this sort of like figure 8 circuit through our body with our attention. So let's bring your mind back down to the low belly. And it's gonna be like one movement per part of the breath. So we'll inhale and move our mind, and then we'll exhale and move our mind a different way. Inhale and move our mind, and then exhale another part of the body. So it's gonna look like we're gonna inhale from the low belly down the right leg to the foot. We're gonna exhale and transfer the attention into the left foot, all the way up the leg to the low belly. We're gonna inhale up through the right arm to the hand. And exhale down the left arm to the belly. All right, let's do that 3 more times. Inhaling down the right. Exhale up the left leg. Inhale up the right arm. Exhale down the left. And 2 more times at your own pace. And with an exhale, we'll leave at the low belly. Right, and then let's just take it the other way. Let's inhale up the left arm. And down the right arm. Inhale down the left leg. And exhale up the right leg. Oh. Inhale, low belly to left arm. Exhale down the right arm. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, right. And 2 more times around that figure 8. Inhale up. Exhale down. And then inhale. And exhale. 1 more time. All right, beautiful. And then from here, let's take those arms and float them back down. Hands come to the belly. Really slowly, we're gonna walk the feet to the sides and then gently, gently bring those knees up. We're gonna walk the feet out as far to the sides as we can comfortably. And see if you can drop the knees in towards the middle. So finding a nice constructive rest. And while we're in constructive rest, how about that peanut? Maybe you take that peanut and slide it in behind the upper back, the topmost part of your upper back. Oh. It might take a second to adjust, get everything feeling, just right. Good, arms might splay out, jaw might relax here. Good, feel your face. And if things are really intense or you feel a lot of pressure in the face, put a block under the back of your head. Good. And then a final move, you might decide to cross your arms over your chest. So just inviting a bit of broadness into the back of your torso. Good. Let's take 5 more breaths here. And you might feel inclined to gently sway the upper body side to side. Maybe stillness is where you want to be. Beautiful. All right. So let's bring our hips back to more of a neutral kind of constructive rest. Let's take the tennis balls out from behind the neck, and now we're going to touch them into our kidneys. So just above the pelvis, just below the ribs, on the back of the body. Ah, right. Hello, kittens. Ah, all right. So take a sec here. Arrange your legs any way that feels just right. So I like to have my knees bent, feet on the ground, but maybe you want to send your legs long. Yeah, I see like knees to chest as well happening in the room. So good. We'll spend about a minute here. All right. Good. Let's take those tennis balls out from behind the kidneys. We're going to roll them up a little bit. And let's just visit the lower lungs for a second. Oh, the low back of the rib cage. Ah. And if you're feeling up to it, fingertips might find the inner ridge of the ribs. You might play like piano here, or give your ribs a little scratch. Ah. Good, rocking or holding still. You notice your jaw and maybe stick your tongue out if you feel a little tension there. Good. Ah. Right, and we're gonna save the upper part of the ribs for a little bit later, maybe towards the end. Let's take the tennis balls out of there. And then let's take figure four, right ankle on top of the left knee. Yeah, maybe you hug in here, maybe that thigh pulls in towards the belly. Maybe you keep your foot grounded. Right, all these big stabilizing muscles, giving them a chance to let go a little bit. And I think there's something about coming to practice together where it becomes less of like a just a quick like stretch and a little bit more of like a sacred moment. Maybe we're all doing the same thing. We're all tending to ourselves. And taking time. As you settle in here, just listen to your own breath and the breath of maybe the person next to you. Try and expand your awareness into the entire room, all of us. Right, so from here, just go ahead and set that left foot down. And you can either grip behind that right thigh as you send your right foot up and roll your ankle around. Or you might decide to grab a hold of your strap and loop it around the bottom of your foot and give yourself a little drag massage. Good, and this is, I love this system here, especially because it warms your foot. There's that like friction that builds up. Yeah, maybe you move that strap kind of quickly, maybe you go really slow, but let's think about letting the ankles relax here if possible. Yeah, the toes get to relax. You might decide to pull that leg in towards you, or maybe it stays pretty well upright here. Good. Last few breaths. If that left knee is still bent, maybe you extend that leg long and just see what happens. Good, and then let's take a moment to release that right leg down next to the left leg. And we're gonna find a starfish pose. Arms out nice and long, give yourself some space here. Nice big stretch through the hands and the toes, wiggle those fingers. Good, and maybe you decide to wobble your starfish around by digging your heels in and pumping the feet. If you're wobbling, just a few more breaths. Okay, beautiful. Let's come on back through to a constructive rest and just go at your own pace here. Okay, floating those arms back down. You might take a moment and like an active bridge pose, pressing into the heels, lifting the pelvis, or maybe you hang in constructive rest. All right, if you're in that active bridge pose, go ahead and set yourself back down to the ground. And then we'll just take our figure four the other way. So left ankle on top of the right knee. And maybe there's some hugging in, or maybe that hip stays connected and you rock around. For a breath or two, check in with your shoulders. Oh, make sure they're not doing the most. And in your jaw, your eyes. And even the space behind your ears, let all of it soft. If the burn down, take some slow. Right, eventually you're gonna set that right foot down on the ground. And then grab your strap or clasp behind that left thigh and send that left foot up, feeling the back of the leg. We should take a walk. Look at all the flowers. Right, this might turn into you hugging your thigh in a little bit closer, extending that right leg out long on the ground. And maybe just continue with a nice slow side to side movement of the strap. And find stillness. If we bring it down, take some legs. And eventually, let's loosen the strap from that foot, send that leg down nice and long. And we're gonna wiggle again here, but from Shavasana, and this time using our shoulders. So we're just like shrugging. And see if you can let your legs just be kind of like heavy and soft here. Oh, say hello to your lungs. And feel your shoulder blades, massage the back. There is just a few more breaths. Let your head wobble and rock here. Oh. Oh, beautiful. Okay. So once you're done wobbling, we're going to take those tennis balls again on the back. This time we're going to come just south of the shoulder blades. I know it's kind of a lot of up and down. And now let's take time with the associated points on our back that are linked with our lungs and our heart. Our heart protective sacs. Yeah. Yeah, make sounds if you want to. Do it. And stillness or wobbling or rocking. Now let's just be here for another few breaths. Right, we'll roll them up a little bit. Now we're in between the shoulder blades. And rolling around in this tender area. Oh. And we'll roll all the way up to the tops of the shoulder blades. All right, so these are your lung points. These tense bits. All right, let's see what we can do to really introduce a little softness here. Maybe you decide to float your arms past your head. Oh, right. Yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah. Feel the sides of your ribs if you reach your arms out long. Feel them nice and broad with your breath. Yeah, and then we'll just sort of roll them up and out of there. And now if you have glasses on, take them off. We're gonna take our fingers and just draw circles around our eyes. You might touch it with the rim of the eye socket. And maybe those fingers find the corners of your jaw. And maybe you slide your fingers down your jawline, your chin and back a few times. Okay, good. And then let's take the hands back behind the head. And we're going to interlace the fingers and then take your thumbs to the base of your skull. A little side to side mini massage here. So thumb slides up. And then the head rocks. Oh, like hello vagus nerve. Yeah. Oh, let your eyes soften. All right, good. And then, oh, the head comes down, the arms splay out. Feel your hands. Might feel a little tingly, a little buzzy, maybe just feel warm or cold. Good. Spread those fingers out nice and wide here. Let's do a little floor jazz hands. So like wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, jazz toes. Ah. All right, and then we're gonna roll over to one side or the other, it does not matter which. But just take a moment, curl up in a ball. Good. Hey, you're live. It's Sunday morning. Take a deep breath in and out. Hey, eventually let's make our way up into a seated shape, and you can sit on your butt, you can sit on your heels, you can sit any way you want to. Thanks. Just take a moment to get comfortable enough for a bit of breath work. Sit on a couple blocks. Maybe before we go into the breath work, let's take our strap and make a big loop out of it. Great. And then my thought is that we're just going to kind of send our arms up in the loop. And we're going to sort of like move intuitively. And so this might look like kind of a figure eight situation, like a backstroking thing. If you decide to like dip from side to side for a little while. But let your hands be sort of free. Feel your palms as you go. Think about bringing your head and neck into good range of possibility. And elbows can also be bent here, by the way. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Elbows bent, strap behind the head. Ooh. Oh, just to kind of lid on it. Oh boy, the sound of crashing metal, how appropriate. Good. Maybe take a moment to like stretch those arms back behind you. Feel that broadening of the chest. And let your face get soft, right? And you know this is intense. Good. And then from here, we're going to take our strap down in front of us and let it go. Ooh, and I learned this from Paul, the other qigong teacher on the west side. So let's pull our shoulders up. And then drop. Let's do it 3 more times. Inhale up. Good. Inhale up. One more time. Very good. So we're gonna breathe in, reach the arms up and overhead. Good. Exhale, bend the elbows, push mountains to the sides. Inhale, fingertips to the shoulders. And exhale, press forward. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale, drop. And breathe in, reach up, look up. Exhale, push mountains. Breathe in. Exhale, push. Inhale, scoop. And exhale, drop. Good. 3 more times. Breathe in. And out. Last one. And then just go ahead and back arms drop down and we'll give them like a bit of a rapid shake here. Oh. And then let's sit for a sec, hands in the lap. All right, your arms probably feel alive. One, two. Feel a little sensation in the hands, your heart beating. Three more breaths here. Good, and then we're gonna make our way into a standing forward fold, actually. So this might be with some blocks under your hands. If you have a piece of wall close by, you might plant your butt on the wall, feel a little more like support. You might take a moment to really deeply bend those knees. And this is way more about the spine getting nice and long and the head dropping down than it is about straightening your legs. So yeah, check in with those hips and the low back. Let your head sort of wobble around here. Maybe you take your fingers to your scalp, give it a little bit of massage, say hello to your brain. And let's take 10 more breaths, folding forward. So from here, we're going to bring our feet just a little bit wide, about as wide as your hip sockets or wide as your shoulders. And then nice and slow, we're going to start to kind of crawl our way up to a standing position. With your hands, grip the fronts of the legs. Take one little baby step at a time. All right, once you're upright, let's find Uji. So knees are bent a little, the arms are heavy, like you just dropped it down. Yeah. Notice the tip of the tongue behind the front teeth. The crown of the head reaches up. And the tailbone like gently tucks. Like nothing too extreme, but just a little something to lengthen the lower back. Let's feel this for a few breaths. Good, and then let's move our head so that we are facing up, chin up. And then exhale, bring the chin all the way down. And look up. Good, bring the chin down and just keep this going at your own pace. The eyes can be closed or they can be open and kind of following your movements here. So looking way down as you bring the chin down, kind of looking up at the back as you bring the head up. Before these. Let's bring the head back to the center. We're going to bring the hands in front of us like this, soft cupped hands. We're going to inhale, open the arms up and look to the right and turn the head and look all the way to the right. Back through the center. And then open up the arms and look all the way to this. Turn the head back. Open, inhaling. Close, exhale. And wise out faces backwards and stay this for a little while. One more breath. Right, and then let the shoulders drop. Inhale, lift the hands up to chest height. And then open the arms up, palms up. Let's bring the fingertips back to touch as we breathe out. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, close them off. Good, go with your own breath here. Five more. Next time you find your arms in front of you, just go ahead and drop them down. Let's lift up the shoulders and let them drop. 2 more times. Inhale, that. Ah. Rounding a little circle here now. So we've looked up and we've looked down. Now let's spin things around a little bit. Good. So really just a few circles in one direction and a few circles in the other direction. And then go back to the center. Just one last head movement here. We're going to figure 8 with the nose. So we're drawing a big old finger. Then eyes might be closed, and it might be open. I think this is a little bit like disorienting. Maybe the points on some level. Kind of get ourselves used to setting ourselves while we feel unsteady. And try to be so the other direction. Bring your head back a little center. Okay, give yourself a little shake here. When you feel your feet on the ground, let the arms super, super wobble. Ooh, let your face wobble if you can. 130 seconds or so. You can go quick, you can go slow. The idea is to sort of have depositing energy in the breath and also receiving it back from the breath. And then eventually we're going to stand up, reach up, big stretch. Interlace the fingers, press the palms on, maybe take the ones up here, elbows to the hands. Good, we'll bring against the hips. And let's start to move the hips around in this as well. So one hip comes forward and then it's swinging. The other side comes forward. Moving side to side. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get into the movements. With your eyes open and kind of gazing softly somewhere, or your eyes. All right, we'll go the other way. Alright, good. Then we're going to come back. We're going to bring our feet somewhat close together. Just take a moment here, feeling yourself in sort of this not as steady as usual kind of stance that your feet are touching-ish. And still letting your knees be soft. All right, so we're going to sort of post into that right foot. You're going to step that left foot to the side, and we're going to take the hand and scoop them up. And we're going to reach the arms up, and then we're going to bring our hands down, and then we're going to press forward and kind of sit down. Yeah, good times. And then we're just going to stand up, and we're going to return that left foot to the right as we drop the hands. All right, let's post into the left foot, the right foot comes over, you're going to scoop up. Good, scoop and reach, and then we're going to drop those hands, press forward. Oh yeah, sit down as you press. Thanks, Carol. Good. Inhale, come on up, soften the hand. And then exhale, step the knees together. All right, let's do it again. Inhale to the left, move your hands up. Then we're going to drop the elbows, hands come alongside the lungs, press forward as you sit down. And then stand up, soften the hands, and step the feet together. Step to the right, scoop it on. Drop the elbows and press and sit. Good, inhale, straight up. Exhale, return center. So move side to side. It doesn't matter if you don't do it. On your own breath. Now, last time side to side. Let's bring ourselves back to a quick stance. Find a nice softness on your feet and nice steadiness. Yeah, maybe you want to swing a little bit. Maybe you want to bounce a little bit. Want to knock stuff off the altar. And it might be nice to let your hands clap your hips or your back or wherever they fall. And then from here, let's find our way back through to center. Standing up in a T. All right, we're going to take our hands under our fingertips. Good. The right hand is going to be on top. The right wrist is on top here. And see if you can just like give yourself like a squeeze in this phase. Then on the next inhale, reach your right arm up nice and long. As you exhale, close the right nostril. Breathe out of the left. Good. Tuck the right arm under the left. Inhale up. Cover the left nostril. Exhale. Good. Left hand snuggles under. Breathe in. Reach the right arm up. Exhale. Close. Just keep going side to side. Rotate each side. Arms drop. You can shoulders a little shake here. Oh, and then we're gonna return to the ground actually. So let's come into a nice standing forward fold. Maybe like a down dog, maybe hands and knees as we transition back into a child's pose, I'm thinking. Okay, take your time. Maybe we give ourselves like 2 minutes or so to just do the things. All the things that you want to do. And then I want to toss in there the option to take blocks underneath elbows or forearms in your child's pose, just to emphasize a little bit more opening through the armpits, the shoulders. Of course, everything is optional. You can always tuck your arms around you too to loosen up the upper back. So we're gonna stick around for maybe like another 2 to 3 minutes in child's pose. And there's always the option to kind of readjust. There's the option to come up and out of it. Well, let's see if we can hang onto this sort of curled up shape for a bit. And really feel the lungs, feel the backs of the lungs, the back of the ribs. Good. 5 more breaths here. Check in with the back of your head, the base of your skull, and behind your ears. Feel your jaw. And then eventually, let's make our way back onto hands and knees. We're going to move in sort of like cat-cow types of movements, but I want us to focus in on the shoulders and the heart area. Maybe like really focusing on rounding, dropping the head. Momentum here. We're going to slowly come down to our dogs. We might take a moment. Sometimes nice to do a little bit of the strength work in the cooler weather because then it gets us warm, you know. Heat ourselves up from inside a little bit. Oh, but we make it yin by going way too slow. Okay. Block underneath the head. Let's thread the needle. Let's take that right arm underneath the chest. And slide it across. Oh. Oh, feel your shoulder blade. Feel the muscles underneath your shoulder blade. Yeah. And the rest of your body gets nice and soft and easy. Good. So just a few more slow breaths here. And you might decide to take your left hand and bring the palm of your left hand to like press into the soft inner part of your right arm, kind of walking from your shoulder or elbow all the way down to the hand. And as you press, noticing a little bit more going on around that right shoulder blade. All right, wonderful. And eventually we're going to come on out of this, sliding that right arm back. It's going to be helpful to have the peanut here. And how about we slide that right arm out to the side now? Palm is going to face down. So this is sort of like a yin arm stretch, but with the peanut in the tender spots, if you want it there. If you do not want it there, don't worry about it. But I have sort of one in the front. Yeah. And then one is kind of like in my armpit area. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that feels okay. Maybe it's just horrendous. You're like, no. But take a few moments and let's just lean into this. Lower body can do whatever feels right. Let's just take a few big breaths. Very good. Eventually, let's come on out of this. Oh my God, removing the tennis balls if they are there. Yeah, and let's go back to center and do a little like Sphinx moment. A little like dip back into something somewhat normal. um, let the head and neck move if they want to move, or maybe you just want to drop the head down. And maybe for a few breaths, you take some figure eights with the nose again. And then eventually, let's slide that left arm underneath rather than and see if your legs can get really soft and relaxed. Glutes and belly muscles get nice and relaxed. And then breathe and feel that left shoulder blade. This last little bit of time here, maybe the palm of your right hand presses into that left inner arm. And walking from the elbow or the shoulder down towards the hand a few times, or maybe even like sliding the hand down. Awesome. And unfortunately, you know where we're going next. So let's eventually make our way there. We're going to stretch that left arm out nice and wide to the side. Yeah, find your peanut if you would like to. And just place it into some tender spots. And I'm going to recommend just to the inside and of the armpit and just on the side of the chest. So we have heart and lung points here. Yeah. And maybe your knees curl up towards the belly for a little more of like a soothing experience. Or you might decide to kind of splay that lower body out and open, right between up. Few more breaths here. let's come on out of this. I think once again, we'll find a Sphinx pose, and that Sphinx might turn into a seal pose if you're feeling like a slightly more intense stretch of the front of your body. And we're gonna stick around for like a minute or so before we shift on back. When the frosty bugs see the black coffee, set the plates for the tea, three for her, three for me, sleepily she was, gradually she talks. With me, eventually come on out of this and transition ourselves back into a butterfly pose. So again, take your time. Maybe you spend a moment like setting your head down, feeling the ground. And then really slowly move your way back there. Maybe you get right into the pose. I don't know. And then this butterfly shape. I'm thinking of a little block stack, maybe for our forehead. If folding forward in butterfly is not fun for your low back, if your low back is a grumpy thing, you can always bring your butt up to the wall and take this pose like at the wall. Yeah. So, and otherwise, maybe we're building this little tower. We're setting our head down. There could be a little side to side rocking here if you want to. And so maybe you thread the needle here as well. Your head might stay on that block, and then that left hand might come over to your right knee. Nice and slow, just lift yourself up a little bit. We'll take the other side. So that left hand, or sorry, right hand will find the left knee. And settle your head back onto the block. And then maybe grip your toes with your left fingers. Got 3 more breaths here, and maybe you slide both arms to cross underneath you and take that block away. And just like lean into those upper arms. Well, let's begin to sit back up. Short-lived upright times. We're gonna lay right back down. Let's maybe take a bolster behind you to like lie down on. I don't have a bolster, so I'm gonna use blocks. Maybe you prefer blocks to a bolster, but we're gonna just kind of prop up our upper body a little bit. The block on the lower setting is behind the ribs. The block on the higher setting is behind the back of the head, base of the skull area. And it might take a sec to just get comfortable here. But once you get there, find your breath. Maybe you get there and you're like, no, thank you. You can always take the props away and come to find constructive rest or shavasana, or even sit up. items under you, like a couple of minutes to rest in a more neutral state. Feel free to take those things away. Maybe we'll take like another 15 breaths or so. These breaths be really nice and broad and slow. See if you can like visualize your lungs moving, feel them moving. And feeling an emptying. Fine, you're still on the ground. Actually, if you're lying down, let's come up to seat. Get there slowly. Close out with a mudra and a big om, I'm thinking. I'm feeling that. So our mudra is going to be Tarabodhi mudra. Bring our hands together. We're going to fold our middle, fourth, and little fingers over. And we're going to turn into Charlie's Angels. And then we're going to actually like flip our thumbs down, right? We're going to take these in front of us, so our index fingers are up, our thumbs are down. And this is kind of like a big sensation, I think, at least for me. Fingers here. Let's hold on to this for a sec. And if you're doing a really like steady, sturdy upper body thing, get soft. Feel your face get soft. And it was amazing to go to the dark park last night and to see like all of these shooting stars. I didn't even know it was going to be a shooting stars kind of night, and there it was. So this is the cosmic lightning rod. This is all about the elements of fire and air. Symbolically, it reminds us to remain open to like those little divine zaps, if you will, all the sparks of inspiration. Those moments where we can sense into kind of like a broader consciousness. Take a few breaths here. And then we're actually going to sing all together with this mudra. So let's breathe in and out just to get ready, and then we'll breathe in together, and then it'll be a nice big moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. No. Breathe out, flip the hands just gently sitting in the lap. Take a moment here. Draw your hands out of your heart, on top of your beating heart.